Hello, I'm Marcus V. Calvert, and welcome to Tales Unlimited Kitchen Rants. It's a little after 8:30 on the 29th of December, Monday. And that Santa's dead idea I was talking about on my last podcast, I kind of went weird with it. The original idea was a battery prompt. What if Santa was a gangster between the holidays, right? And I made it a different type of story. So there's this dude named Santa. Is He's not Santa Claus. Looks nothing like Santa Claus. Actually, he looks like an ex-soldier. Um, Beard though, he's old. He's got the graying hairs. A bit of a jolly gut, but it's kind of minimized by the muscle. Anyway, he's a pimp. And yes, you want to think ho ho ho, but anyway, has three brothels in this town, high end, and his drug of choice is something called cinnamon slut. And any woman who takes this stuff, it's like the ultimate aphrodisiac, perfect sex drug. And he only takes prostitutes who are, well, basically all of his hires are voluntary. And he treats them well, that sort of thing, pays them a decent cut, blah blah blah. And in return, they command a sizable fee because their customers are just jumped by the horniest prostitutes on the planet when they take this stuff, and it only lasts an hour, no real side effects. And word starts to spread. And in this town, you have other crews, you have mobs, you have rival outfits in terms of the sex trade, but you also have this triad. It's like, wait a minute, let's do business. And the guy who used to run it, he he got pushed off a building, accidentally, of course. And then his son takes over, more ambitious than the old man, and says, "Hey, let's do business together." And Santa's like, "No, no, thanks, I'm good." And then his girls start disappearing. Sort of a hostile takeover begins. It got bloody. Santa loses, and his women melt away. And what pisses this guy off is that he can't reverse engineer this drug. He wants to. He can't even make a cheap knockoff of this drug because it's like the ultimate party drug for women. I mean, you slip this into a woman's drink, it's not like a roofie. It's just almost like an instant, like a love potion number 9, but it only works on women. And he can't break the formula. Meanwhile, a cop who had a snitch, one of the hookers used to be an old snitch of hers, and they were friends. She was one of the ones who got killed during this takeover, and she decides she wants to put this bad guy down and looks to build a case. And he gets wind of this cop. Now, she used to date her old partner who left the force because, well, it's against the rules to go doing that sort of thing. And now they're living together. So you have an ex-cop turned detective. You have a detective who's wearing a badge, living together, working odd hours. It was magical. And then one fine day, she's walking past him and a sniper round goes right through her head. And he looks across the way and he sees this dude he recognizes this dude like street on street, like as a street detective, he's running to this guy. And next thing you know, he's been taken. It's gonna be an execution, and dude's like, nothing personal, man. This is not personal. It's like, and he's gonna do a Miller's Crossing style execution. Middle of nowhere, fall, leaves on the ground, puts him on his knees as he's basically thinking about how all this happened with a gun to his head. And this cop, who's still got the blood of his fiance on his face, he gets an interesting save. And it's all about this drug. That's all I'm going to tell you. My editor has sent the latest on the Antagonist Cookbook Volume 5. I'm going to go over it, integrate his stuff. That'll be done by New Year's, no problem. Um, Depending on how crazy work gets, I could probably do one last full polish. Again, general rule, always be the last set of eyes on your work before it goes out, right? And then off it shall go. I'm sure I'll make that end of the month of January deadline. Shouldn't be a problem. And as for the story, it has potential. I like this piece. could be an unheroic, could be a book of schemes. Yeah, it's a book of schemes. Yeah. I like the fact that I can still spit these out every week while I'm working on another book. And the stuff I'm spitting out now will probably be factored into books, not next year, but the year after. That's why you write short stories every week. That's the battery process. And I've literally, based on my spreadsheet, I have almost 400 short stories written in varying stages, from done to what is that, to a few tweaks. And these are including the ones I've published. 400. 400. What would have happened if I just started writing short stories, one a week, every week, like back when I was I don't know, in high school or something, man? Jeez. Think of what you can do if you take a short story idea. And how you do it is on you. I mean, I have books of prompts available to help you. I have antagonist cookbooks which can generate ideas for characters to help you, or you have the whole internet to help you, or you have the real world around you to help you. Just look at one thing, lock on that one thing, turn it into an idea, chew on it for a bit, and then spit it, but you do it every week. Imagine if you wrote a short story every week, under 3,000 words, and you just never stop till you're dead. How good would you be? How sharp would you be? And if you can do it when you're doing larger works, that means you have better time management than most writers out there. We're lazy folk, and we don't want to admit that, but especially between books, you just want to kick back. You're tired. You're this. You're burnt out. Oh, hey, wow, me. To be able to write always, to always work on your business, whether it's the sales tax that's looming, or get your holiday inventory up, or to actually put words to paper or screen. That's a solitary thing. You kind of have to wear a lot of hats, more than you're comfortable doing. And being able to build on the discipline and the creativity at the same time, that's an underrated union. That's gold. Respect it. Start building it. That's my advice. All right. Marcus V. Calvert. This is Tales Unlimited Kitchen Rants. Please like and subscribe. iVillain.net's where I keep the books. So that's short story prompts with some ideas on the writing business, battery. The Antagonist Cookbook, how to create characters, good for writers, evil GMs, and whatnot. iVillain series, basically supervillain fiction about the misadventures of a supervillain who's forced to fight crime. And no, he's not going to turn all fluffy someday. Never. Tyrant's Bane, a standalone book about a guy who goes to his bachelor party, gets abducted by his evil in-laws to be, and is dumped on a fantasy world where even the elves aren't British. And Unheroic and the Book of Schemes, think of them as new school Twilight Zone style short stories. Unheroic is dark. Book of Schemes is dark. And they are worthy. All right, folks, take it easy.